Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
It's a great night for baseball in Kindred. Wind's blowing in, it's warm, it's humid, which means it's just a simple, great night for baseball. Mike Bernier along with Wendy Bernier.
Good evening.
We have baseball for you. Babe Ruth baseball. The Kindred Vikings will host the Valley City Dukes, their 14U ball club. They played Kindred. The Babe Ruth team did play Valley City, the 14U in Valley City, a couple of games a while back. That was back in June, and Kindred did come away victorious in both of those ball games. But once again, nice warm day. The concession stand's open. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with your starting lineups after this on yourliveevent.com.
Number 29, Lincoln.
And we're back. We'll start with the Valley City Dukes lineup, the 14U club. Their head coach is Ross Berg and assisted by TJ Hansen. Here's the starting lineup for Ross Berg and the Valley City Dukes. Batting first and playing in center field will be Bowen Bulow. Batting second and playing at shortstop is Gray Kozowski. Batting third and catching is Christian Modlin. Batting cleanup and playing over at first base is Beck Dietrich. Batting fifth and playing at third base is Lincoln Berg. Batting sixth, playing out in left field is Bryson Berg. Batting seventh and playing over at second base is Zach Anderson. Batting eighth and playing in right field is Camden Amon. And batting ninth is the extra hitter Hayden Morast. And batting 10th is the pitcher Camden Larson. So it's Bulow, Kozowski, Modlin, Dietrich, Berg, Anderson, Amon, Morast, and Larson batting 10th.
Number 13, Asher Swenson.
Here's your Babe Ruth Kindred Vikings starting lineup. Batting first and playing out at shortstop is Jackson Schliemann. Batting second and playing in center field is Jack Savageau. T. Girdman bats third. He plays over at third base. In the cleanup spot out in right field is Eli Mack. Batting fifth and pitching tonight, Carter Grunwald. Batting sixth and catching is Alex Iverson. Batting seventh and playing at first base is Trayton Teberg. Batting eighth, playing out in left field is Jacob Lindemann. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Sam Bernier. So the Kindred Vikings will start Carter Grunwald on the mound. His battery mate will be Alex Iverson. And this, we'll have a double header for you tonight. A 7-inning game, that's a counter game in the league standings, and then we'll follow with that 5-inning non-counter game, but we'll bring you that game on yourliveevent.com, and we have a lot of baseball coming up this weekend, huh?
Yes, we do. The Essentia Health Legion tournament is in 4 different locations going on, and Kindred is a host and of one of those locations, the others being Youngfield, Starion, and Jack Williams. And you can find out more about that. I posted the link up on the Kindred Youth Baseball Facebook page earlier today and find out when we play. But we'll be back with this baseball game pretty soon here. They're just going to line up for that national anthem.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season, on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Welcome back, everybody, for tonight's Babe Ruth matchup. Valley City in town, and lots of baseball headed into the weekend. We'll tell you all about the Legion's schedule and what these Babe Ruth guys did last night down in Hankinson. So we'll get to all of that and more tonight during this doubleheader.
Carter Gronwald takes the hill for the Kindred Vikings. Babe Ruth Ball Club. Head coach Nick Eggman and assistant coach Jeremiah Doctor. The umpires for tonight's ball game, Art Haugen and Gareth Hansen. Looks like Gareth Hansen will be behind home plate for the first game. Again, for the Valley City Dukes, their 14U ball club, they'll have Bowen Bulow, Greg Kozowski, and Christian Modlin to bat here in the first inning. Carter Grunwald, let's see if he has that trouble with his hat coming off on every single pitch.
It's like a signature move. It's not Carter without that.
So the wind blowing a little bit, pretty hard actually. It was blowing in earlier. It's blowing left field foul pole to right field foul pole. So the ball will carry out to right field. So if hit hard enough, the ball will carry out down that right field line. It's only 302 feet down that right field line. So we'll see if somebody could pop one out to right field today. Bowen Bulow steps up. He's a center fielder, right-handed hitter, way back in the batter's box. First pitch is a ball.
First pitch, 5:58.
And the first pitch tonight, 5:58.
And here's a 1-0 pitch from number 3, Carter Grunwald. Ball down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Around the horn, Trayton Teberg over at first, Sam Bernier at second. Jackson Schliemann at short, Teague Erdman at third. 2-0 pitch is down, 3-0. Out in left field is Jacob Lindeman. In center field, Jack Savageau. In right field, Eli Mack. Here's the 3-0 pitch, in there for a strike. And I will note this, Carter's hat has not fallen off. So, was talking to his dad about that. He was trying some different things.
That's how you know he's into it. And it makes for some really good pictures.
Carter trying to come back from a 3-0 count, and he walked him. So a leadoff walk gets Bulow aboard. That'll bring up Greg Kozowski, the shortstop. Grunwald throwing out of the stretch. Teberg holding him on at first. It's Bowen Bulow. Here's the set and the pitch. In there for a strike.
There you go, Carter.
Infield playing very shallow. Trying to take away the cheap little singles that would fall in there. And here's a pitch. Swing and a foul ball right towards the press box. Probably heard that. Dan Nathan did not flinch. I can vouch for that.
Nerves of steel over there.
0-2 the count. Dan Nathan running the PA tonight. And as always, Eric Iverson's got the music Probably break out some organ music later on. And the 0-2 fastball is in there for a strike. And Gray Kozowski goes down on strikes for the first out.
I'll bring up catcher, number 22,
Christian Modlin will step up. Where's number 22, right-handed hitter? Modlin is spelled M-O-D-L-I-N. Runner on first. One out. Early goings of this doubleheader. Swinging and a foul chop at the plate. Strike one. Here's the 0-1 set by Carter Grunwald. Right-hander looks on, kicks, breaking ball in the dirt. And the count rolls along at 1-1. Not a significant lead over at first base. And here's a 1-1 pitch, fastball in there for a strike. Beck Dietrich is on deck. And now here's a 1-2 set. And the pitch, breaking ball, blocked by Alex Iverson. Gets away from him a little bit, but I don't think Bulow over at first could see that the ball kind of skipped away. He was blocked by the batter, umpire, and catcher. 2-2 the count. Grunwald kicks and fires, swing and a miss, and he struck out 2 in a row, and there's 2 down. Nobody's put the ball in play. There's a walk and 2 strikeouts. That'll bring up Beck Dietrich, the first baseman. Also a right-handed hitter. Way back in the batter's box. His right foot on that chalk line. I'm going to continue saying chalk and dirt, even though it's AstroTurf.
Well, we know what you mean.
So we say turf dirt, but where the chalk would be. First pitch was a strike. And here's the 0-1 pitch, fastball down low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that turf dirt, those little beads do fly everywhere. We were one of the moms digging one out of a player's eye the other day. Got in there and irritated it a little bit.
Throw over to first base. Bulow's back in plenty of time. Beck Dietrich at the plate. Takes a fastball upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. 17 pitches thrown now by Carter Grunwald. Outfield still playing pretty shallow. Here's a 2-1 set and the pitch. Fastball down low. 3 balls and a strike. Now here's a 3-1 set from Carter. And the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike.
There we go. Here we go, 3.
Now the count is full. Runner should be off on the pitch. Being careful he does not get picked off over there. T-Berg still holding him on. He takes off, and the pitch right down the middle, strike 3. And Carter Grunwald strikes out the side after walking the leadoff batter. So no runs, no hits, 1 runner left aboard for Valley City in the top of the first inning. Kindred Vikings coming to bat on yourliveevent.com.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Viking Varsity Field here in Kindred, where we have a Babe Ruth game against Valley City underway.
Camden Larson Number 8 will be the starting pitcher for Valley City. They're the Valley City Dukes, the 14U ball club. His battery mate will be the catcher, Christian Modlin. Over at first base is Beck Dietrich. Zach Anderson over at second base. Gray Kozowski at short. Lincoln Berg at third. Bryson Berg out in left field. And Bowen Bulow in center field. Camden Amon. Man center, or right field, I should say. Number 8, Camden Larson. He'll face the top of the order for the Kindred Vikings. Jackson Schliemann, Jack Savageau, and Teague Erdman. Kindred Vikings did go down to Hankinson last night. Put up a lot of runs. They just played one 7-inning game down there scheduled, and they win that one by a score of 18-5 over Hankinson.
Leading off for the Vikings tonight will be shortstop, number 21, Jackson.
Yeah, you went down to Hankinson. I stayed here with Legion B, helped Josh call that game. And that was a thrilling, exciting game. I'll have to tell you all the details here after we watch and see what Jackson does.
Camden Larson on the mound, throws out of the stretch full time. First pitch misses, ball 1. Again, Coach Eggman coaching down the third baseline. Jeremiah Doctor coaching at first. And here's a 1-0 set, and the pitch, that's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Legion B was here last night against DGF, who we've played several times this season, and it was a nail biter. We were down by a little bit, then tied it up, and then Max got a double. We went ahead again into extra innings, and the outcome was good for the Vikings. They won that one last night against DGF 5-4. Lots of exciting things happened.
Jackson Schliemann fouls one back. It's a 2-1 count. How about Jacob Pearson with a rocket to right field to walk it off?
Yep, and so many things before that, too. Fisher Johnson back. And good to see him back, but not only just back, but he crushed it last night. So many great things, including a trash can shot. I'll tell you all about that. I'll tell you all about that tonight and where you can find it. And look at the proof, because I don't know if people are going to believe me, but I got proof.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. It's outside. Schliemann did foul one down the right field line, as you probably saw as well. Foul. Full count. Yeah, I was listening to that on the way back from Hankinson, and
Yeah, it was quite a thing. So I try and show people. So way down that third baseline, way out there at the bottom of that light pole. I see a little trash can out there. Fisher hit a foul ball right into that trash can. He couldn't plan that any better.
it's kind of amazing when you think about it.
It was pretty cool.
Odds of that just aren't very good. Schliemann draws a leadoff walk, so both leadoff hitters for both teams draw leadoff walks. Jack Savageau takes strike 1. Savageau, good solid left-handed hitter, playing in center field tonight. And here's the 0-1 set and the pitch. Schliemann takes off, throw down to second base is not in time. Backed up nicely by the second baseman. A stolen base for Jackson Schliemann. Pitch was a ball, so a 1-1 count to Jack Savageau. And here's a 1-1. It's inside. 2 balls and a strike. Camden Larson on the mound. Now here's a 2-1. Swing and a drive to right field. Camden Amon comes in and makes a catch, and Schliemann will not tag up. He kind of was getting his secondary lead and went back to second. The ball was hit hard, and Amon came in almost right in his tracks and made the catch in right field and got it into the infield. So Schliemann does not advance. Teague Erdman steps to the plate. Teague hit the ball hard a couple of times again last night, drove in some runs. And a big lead for Schliemann this time. Larson chases him back. 1 on, 1 out. And a throw down to second base is close, and it skips into center field. Schliemann's going to make it over to third, and he'll advance on the throwing error. That'll be E1.
Schliemann advances to third on the air.
So rather than picking him off, you throw it into center field, you give him a free base.
Yeah, I don't think that was probably his intention.
Nope. Now he's 90 feet away from taking the lead as T. Girdman gets hit with a pitch. And he'll be at first base, so runners at first and third. See what kind of shenanigans they start. See if T. Girdman takes off to try to get the run home from third base, to try to steal a run here quick.
Well, and it is tricky because Jackson is a speedy fella, so odds might be good.
There's a little looper into right field. That's going to fall in there for a base hit. So no need to steal second base. First pitch swing, Eli Mack drives a single to right field to make it 1-0 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. T. Girdman stops at second base. Now to bring up the pitcher, Carter Grunwald. Carter had a big hit down the right field line last night in Hankinson. Hit the ball very hard. And this pitch is down low, ball one, with Alex Iverson on deck. Early goings, bottom of the first. And the pitch. It's in the dirt. Blocked nicely by the catcher, Maudlin. 2-0 the count to Carter Grunwald. Runners on first and second with the one out and the pitch. Swinging a chopper on the right side, skips off the glove of the first baseman and into right field. Erdman's being waved around, and he will score. And Eli Mack will get himself over to third base. I believe that'll be an error. E3, it'll be scored. No RBI for Grunwald. But either way, the run scores, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Carter's got some speed, so we'll see if he takes off from first base. And he does so, and the pitch is down low and in the dirt, and there will be no throw. It'll be a stolen base for Carter Grunwald. Runners on second and third now with the one out. 2-0 lead. Alex Iverson at the plate, Trayton Teberg on deck. And the pitch outside, 2-0 the count. Camden Larson gets his sign, rocks and fires. It's in there for a strike, 2 balls and a strike. And now here's a 2-1. Fastball looks like it's up, 3 balls and a strike. Next pitch will be the 20th for Camden Larson. And the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carter Grunwald did throw 20 pitches himself in the first inning. Now here's the 3-2. Swing and a drive foul down the third base line. Hit that ball hard right over the head of Eli Mack. Eli Mack kind of turns his head towards Alex Iverson like, hey, man.
Well, I think we're going to read any foul ball that heads toward that the bottom of that light pole is just automatically going to be called the Fisher. Going to try and pull a Fisher tonight.
And the 3-2 is way outside. He walked him. That'll load up the bases. Alex Iverson's a catcher. I'm sure we'll have a courtesy runner likely.
Brings up center fielder.
And yes, we will. Let's see who it's going to be. It's going to be number 1, Anders Huseman will come on to run. Have a courtesy runner.
Oh, okay. Oh, the PA guy said it. I didn't hear him.
Yeah. Anders Huseman on to run for the catcher, Alex Iverson. Trayton Teberg steps to the plate. He hit a ball or 2 hard last night as well. And the pitch, swing and a drive. This ball's hit very well to straightaway center field. And back goes the center fielder, and he'll make the catch. Bowen Bulow makes his catch, and that'll score 1 run. Eli Mack comes across the score to make it 3-0. It's a sacrifice fly to center field for Trayton Teberg.
Brings up left fielder, number 7.
Grunwald did not advance on the play, nor did Huseman, so runners at first and second with 2 outs now. A sac fly and an RBI for Trayton Teberg. Brings up Jacob Lindeman. And Carter Grunwald just swiped third base. Pitch was a strike to Lindy. So a stolen base over at third for Carter Grunwald. And here's a pitch inside. Huseman takes off, and he steals second. 4 stolen bases in the inning for the Vikings. 3-0 lead. Sam Bernier is on deck. Here's a 1-1 set. And the pitch outside, 2 balls and a strike. Very close to a balk. Couple of little flinches in there, but here's a set by Camden Larson. And the pitch hit him. That'll load up the bases.
That loads him up for second baseman, number 26, Sam Bernier.
So the Vikings bat around. They'll send up the 9th batter. Number 26, the second baseman, Sam Bernier. Right-handed hitter. No runs, no hits, 2 errors for Valley City. Kindred now with 3 runs and a hit. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. 28 pitches now for Camden Larson. It's a chance to extend the lead. And here's a pitch way up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now here's a 1-1 set. And the pitch upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Bases loaded. 2 down. 3 runs in already for the Vikings. Now here's a 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now here's a 2-2 set, and the pitch. It's in the dirt, and it's going to get away. That'll score a run. It's a wild pitch. Grunwald comes across to score to make it 4-0. Huseman over to third, Lindeman to second. And the count goes full. Now here's the 3-2 set. And here's a pitch. It's down low. He walked him. So because of the wild pitch, Sam is robbed of a run batted in.
But he's on base, so that's good.
He draws a walk. That's the third walk of the inning for Larson. He also has hit 2 batters. Bases loaded. Back to the top of the order with Jackson Schliemann. And the pitch, swing and a drive into right field. That's a base hit, hard ground ball. 2 runs are going to come across the score. Bernier's going to go on into third base easily. So first pitch swinging. Jackson Schliemann drives a 2-run single into right field. And just like that, it's a 6-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings.
And that second baseman had just shuffled over toward first base just a little bit, but just not quite enough right before that hit.
Schliemann takes off, drive down the right field line, foul. Strike 1. Schliemann was stealing on the pitch. He already has a stolen base and a run scored in this inning after he drew a leadoff walk. Now here's a pitch from Camden Larson. It's in there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Schliemann not running on that pitch. Now he takes off on the 0-2. Pitches outside. There will be no throw. Another stolen base for Schliemann. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Jack Savageau. He flew out hard to right field earlier this inning. And here's a 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. T. Girdman awaits on deck. Nothing lead for the Vikings. Here's a pitch. Inside, almost hit him. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And here's a pitch from Larson. Swing and a drive into center field. He comes in and makes a catch. That's Bowen Bulow. A fly out to straightaway center field. And that's the inning for the Vikings. They do come up with 6 runs on 2 hits. There were a couple of errors, a couple of runners left on base. At the end of 1 inning, Kindred Vikings 6, Valley City 0. They're coming to bat on yourliveevent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Babe Ruth Baseball here in Kindred tonight, hosting Valley City.
The Dukes will send up their 5, 6, and 7 hitters. It'll be Lincoln Berg, Bryson Berg, and Zach Anderson. First pitch to Lincoln Berg is a ball. Carter Grunwald still on the mound for the Vikings. Vikings staked him to a 6-0 lead. Fastball in there for a strike.
Different number there, I think, Mike. 31.
31 is bad bat.
I'm assuming number 31 is the same kid, however. I don't have a number 31. We'll just call him Lincoln Berg for now. The count is 2-2 to the right-handed hitter. And the pitch, fastball outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, we all have number 29 listed, and there isn't a number 31 on the roster we were given. And here's a 3-2 fastball. Called strike 3 in the outside part of the plate. 4 strikeouts in a row for Carter Grunwald. 3 of them looking.
That brings up left fielder, number 16, Bryson Berg.
Bryson Berg steps to the plate. His first plate appearance. And the pitch, fastball in there for a strike. Camden Larson for Valley City threw 40 pitches in that first inning. Here's number 28 for Carter Grunwald. It's a fastball upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And if you are not out here at the ballpark tonight, we do invite you to come out and catch the rest of this one and the next one here, as it is Babe Ruth's last regular season game until they start districts next week already.
It's crazy talk that we're starting districts already.
It did go fast. It did. And then Babe Ruth State happens over in Castleton, July 31st, I believe. I'll double check that.
2-2 pitch is in there for a strike. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts in a row for Carter Grunwald. Zach Anderson will step to the plate.
Second baseman, number 30, Zach Anderson.
Zach wears number 30. Back away is in the batter's box. And here's the pitch. Fastball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. And here's a 1-0 outside. 2-0 the count. Carter Grunwald throws out of the stretch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Camden Amon on deck. Two and 1 the count. From Grunwald, fastball upstairs, way up. 3-1. Now here's the 3-1 set, and now the pitch. Fastball, called strike. Count goes full. Valley City has yet to put a ball in play. They had a leadoff walk followed by 5 strikeouts, and now 6 strikeouts in a row. And Valley City goes down 1-2-3 in the top of the second. And we'll take a break. Kindred Vikings lead it 6-0. We'll be back in 60.
Stay up today all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Welcome back, everybody, to Viking Varsity Field, where we are underway with the Babe Ruth. Valley City in town.
Kindred Vikings batted 11 men in the bottom of the first inning, putting up 6 runs. There was 3 walks, there was 2 hit batters and 2 hits. So T. Girdman will lead it off. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. T. Girdman was hit by one of those pitches and scored a run in the first inning. He'll lead it off in the bottom of the second. Camden Larson on the mound for Valley City. Now here's the set and the pitch down low, ball 1. T. Girdman, Eli Mack, and Carter Grunwald to bat. And here's the set and the pitch from Larson. Takes it for a strike. Does T. Girdman. 1-1 the count. And here's a 1-1 set. Swing and a ground ball into the hole on the left side. Shortstop fields it. Long throw, and it won't be in time. I think that's just an infield single. No error on the play. That was a long throw for the shortstop, Gray Kozowski. He did do a nice job of going into the hole and fielding that baseball. That's a very long throw across the diamond, and I think Teague would have beat it out anyway, so no error. The throw did pull the first baseman, Beck Dietrich, off the base, but again, I think Teague beats it out anyway. Now here's a chopper right in front of the mound. Throw to first base. Not in time, an infield single for Eli Mack. Didn't hit it hard, but he sure hit it in the right place. So Eli Mack is now 2 for 2. He had an RBI single in the first and scored a run. And he's seen 2 pitches and now has 2 hits. First 2 men aboard. That brings up Carter Grunwald. He reached on an error by the first baseman, stole a couple of bases and scored a run. That was in the first. Alex Iverson on deck. Now here's a 1-0. Swinging a high pop fly right side of the infield. Bet Dietrich in foul territory drops the baseball.
New life, Carter.
So it'll go down as simply a foul ball. The wind likely blew that one foul. Dietrich tracked it, but just popped off his glove. Here's a 1-1 pitch, swinging a drive to right field down the line, and that is a foul ball. Carter Grunwald hit it hard, but kind of hooked. Wind pushed it towards the line, and it's a foul ball. Now here's a 1-2 set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. 1 down. First strikeout for Camden Larson. Brings up Alex Iverson. He walked. And his courtesy runner came in to score. So Alex Iverson steps to the plate. And the pitch. Swing and a foul. Trayton Teberg is on deck.
Move up a little. Move up a little.
0-1 the count to the right-handed hitter, Alex Iverson. And they try to chase Teague Erdman back to second base, and he does get back. Plenty of time. Now here's a pitch from Camden Larson. Swing and a foul. Down the third base line. Oh, 0-2 the count. Art Haugen, the base umpire, checking over the baseball, making sure there's no dents in it. No nicks or scratches, because it did hit the fence pretty hard down there. Baseball's fine. 0-2 count from Camden Larson. Runner goes, and Teague Erdman is going to steal third easily. Nobody was looking at him. He almost got too good of a jump because he started to freeze a little bit when he realized that the pitcher didn't even see him going. So Teague Erdman will steal third base. Here's a 1-2 set. And now the pitch. Swing and a ground ball over towards third. Berg has it. Long throw across the diamond is in time for the out. That will score a run. Teague Erdman comes across the score to make it 7-0. Eli Mack does make it over to third. It's a 5-3 putout for the second out of the inning. Give Alex Iverson a run batted in. As Erdman again comes across the score. Trayton Teberg steps to the plate, takes ball 1. Hit the ball pretty hard to straightaway center field. Got himself a sacrifice fly and a run batted in. That was back in the first. 7-0 for the Vikings. And the pitch. Swing and a foul. Out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now here's a 1-1 set, and the pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher, Modlin. Keeps it in front of him, prevents a run scoring for now. Two outs, runner on third. Here's a 2-1 set, and the pitch. This one's down low. Nice block again, once again by Modlin. 3-1 the count. Jacob Lindemann on deck. Hitters count for Trayton Teberg. And the pitch. Swing and a drive into right field. This is going to be down for a hit. It's going to make it 8-0. Let's see how many bases Teberg gets. He's rounding second, on his way to third base. And he's going to have himself a stand-up triple to right center field. And the second run driven in on the game. Eli Mack scores. It's 8-0.
Driving in Eli Mack. Brings up left fielder, number 7, Jacob Lindemann.
Jake Lindemann steps to the plate. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first. And here's a pitch outside, ball 1. Teberg has driven in 2 runs now. Now here's a 1-0 set and a little ground ball over towards third. Berg has it. Throws across the diamond and not scooped out of the dirt. Well, it was scooped out of the dirt, but the throw's going to be off, and Lindemann will reach on an error.
Lindemann reaches on the air.
No run batted in, but Teberg does come across the score to make it 9-0.
Brings up second baseman, number 26, Sam Bernier.
Sam Bernier steps to the plate. He walked in the first inning. And here's a pitch. Takes a strike. 60 pitches thrown now by Camden Larson. Now here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a foul. 0-2 the count. Now here's the 0-2 set. And the delivery. Swing and a miss. Kind of an off-speed pitch. Sam went swinging for it. Came up empty. And that'll end the inning. However, the Vikings do come up with 3 runs on 3 hits. There was an error. 1 runner left on base at the end of 2 innings. Kindred Vikings 9, Valley City 0. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Kindred Vikings lead at 9-0. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be the 8, 9, and 10 hitters for Valley City. Valley City batting 10. They have an extra hitter in the lineup. It'll be Camden Amon, Hayden Morast, and Camden Larson to bat in the top of the 3rd inning. Carter Grunwald on the mound. He walked the leadoff hitter, Bowen Bulow. And from there, he struck out 6 in a row.
Right fielder, number 3, Camden Amon.
Now here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Carter Grunwald, starting pitcher. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Now here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carter's now throwing 40 pitches. Now here's a 1-2. Off speed is up. And the pitch, fastball in there for a strike.
There we go. I think we're back.
1-1 the count.
Wiggled some cords, and here we are. I hope. I will check it.
Here's a 1-1 set, and the pitch from Carter Grunwald. Swing and a miss. Pretty late swing. Count rolls along at 1-2. Camden Larson is on deck. Now here's a 1-2 pitch. Fastball up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grunwald's trying to strike out 8 in a row here. Now here's a 2-2 set, and the pitch off speed is away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now here's a pitch from Grunwald. Fastball. He walked him. Second walk issued by Carter Grunwald.
Morris draws the walk.
Camden Larson steps to the plate.
Center fielder. Actually, pitcher number 8, Camden Larson.
Camden Larson, the starting pitcher for Valley City, have their second base runner. And here's a pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. No, now we got a balk called. I didn't see it, but there's a balk called. So Morris will advance to second base. No pitch. So runner on second base for Valley City. Now here's a pitch. Fastball. Down low. Ball 1. Here's a 1-0 set, and the pitch. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Now here's a 2-0 set. Fastball is up, 3 balls and a strike, and no strikes. No runs, no hits, 3 errors for Valley City Kindred Vikings, 9 runs and 5 hits. And here's the 3-0 in there for a strike. Runner on second, 1 out. Top of 3. Here's the pitch. Fastball up, and he walked him. 2 walks in a row. Puts runners at first and second. And back to the top of the order, center fielder Bowen Bulow. He's made some nice catches out in center field. He walked his first time up, was stranded at first. That was back in the first inning. Now here's a pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Now here's the 0-1. In there for a strike as well. The first 10 batters have not put a ball in play as of yet. There's been 7 strikeouts and 3 walks. Here's the 0-2. Fastball, outside and low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 9-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Here's a 1-2 delivery from Carter Grunwald. Breaking ball, down low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now here's a 2-2 set and the pitch. Fastball is up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And now here's a pitch. It's outside. He walked him. 3 walks in a row. For Valley City, we'll load him up.
Number 6,
Greg Kozowski steps to the plate. He struck out looking his first time up. He's 0 for 1. 1 out, bases loaded. Now here's a pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Now here's the 0-1. Fastball misses up. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Throw that ball. Step and throw.
So Carter Grunwald's hat did come off. The throwback from Alex Iverson hit the mound and kind of bounced up and hit Carter right in the face. He's all right. 2 balls and a strike. Christian Modlin is on deck. 2-1 misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. Nowhere to put him. Bases are loaded. And here's the 3-1. Fastball fouled away right into the first base dugout, the Kindred Vikings dugout down here, right below the press box.
I didn't hear too much commotion other than the thud, so I think they're all fine.
So now here's a 3-2 set in the pitch. Fastball, ground ball over on the right side. This will score a run. Trayton Teberg fields it and will take the out. It's a 3 unassisted put out. Give an RBI to Kozowski as Morest comes across to score. Larson moves over to third. Bulow up to second. And it's a 9-1 ball game. And Christian Modlin will step up. He struck out in the first inning. So the first ball in play scores a run. First pitch to Modlin is in there for a strike. And now Carter's hat is starting to come off. Let's see if he means business. It doesn't come off this time, but a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Now here's the 0-2 set. Pitch, fastball in there for a strike. Wow, 3-pitch strikeout. So for Valley City, they don't come up with any hits, but they do score a run after 3 walks and an RBI ground out for Greg Kozowski. Score is 9-1 with the Kindred Vikings coming to bat.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash it subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered. servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Babe Ruth Baseball in Kindred this evening, where Valley City is in town.
Valley City picks up a run in the top of the third inning. It's a 9-1 lead for the Kindred Vikings. We'll be back at the top of the order. Jackson Schliemann will step up. In the first inning, he walked and scored a run. And also in the first inning, he had a 2-run single to right field. So he bats here in the bottom of the third inning. 9-1 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Camden Larson on the mound for the Dukes. Larson throws out of the stretch full time. Here's the first pitch, down low, ball one. Jack Savageau, T. Girdman to bat this inning. Here's a 1-0 set. And the pitch. Fastball popped in the air over the third baseman's head. That's going to fall in there for a hit. Schliemann on his way to second base. There's the throw. He's going to turn around and scamper back to first. So Schliemann trying to stretch that into a double, but bops a single down the third base line. Hit them where they ain't. And Schliemann is 2 for 2. Jack Savageau is 0 for 2. He flew out to right and flew out to center, both in the first inning. And here's a pitch. Ball upstairs, ball one. Now here's a 1-0 set. Schliemann takes off, ground ball on the right side, and it's going to sneak through for a base hit. It never actually went out of the infield. Dietrich broke for the bag. Maybe should have went over and fielded the ball. I don't think the pitcher was covering anyway, so it was kind of a no man's land. It would have been an infield single no matter how you slice it. Schliemann was running on the pitch, so he's going to make it over to third. So an infield single for Jack Savageau. And that'll bring up T. Girdman. There's a high fly ball into center field. Bulow comes on to make the catch, and Erdman, first pitch swinging, is going to get himself a sacrifice fly to center field. So Schliemann scores. It's a run batted in for T. Girdman. Second sacrifice fly for the Vikings today. Savageau still on at first base. It's 10-1 now.
It's 10, right? Yeah.
First pitch to Eli Mack is a ball. On 2 pitches for Eli Mack today, he's seen 2 pitches before this at bat. He had an RBI single and another single in the second. And he scored twice. Now he ropes one into center field. He's 3 for 3. Three hits this inning for the Kindred Vikings. They now have 8.
Number 3, Carter Grunwald.
Carter Grunwald steps to the plate. He reached out an error and scored a run in the first, struck out in the second. Now here's a pitch. Take strike one with Alex Iverson on deck. 1 run, no hits, 3 errors for Valley City. Kindred with 9 runs, 8 hits. Now here's a pitch. Off speed is away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a 1-1 set. And he'll actually throw it down to second base. It's going to sail into center field. And the runners will advance on the air. Mack makes it into second base. Savageau over to third on E1. 4th error for Valley City. Second time they've tried to pick off at second base. That sailed into center field. (10-1) now in favor of the Vikings. Now here's a pitch. Grunwald takes a strike. Evens up the count at 2-2. Here's a 2-2 set. And the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball, foul down the right field line. Carter's barreled the ball a number of times today, but they've gone foul for him. And when he reached on that error, it was a hard ground ball over to first base. Here's a 2-2. It's outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 set, and the pitch, swing and a line drive. Foul down the right field line. He hit it hard again. .74 pitches thrown by Camden Larson. Now here's the 3-2 set and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Second out of the inning. Carter didn't get cheated, you could say that. He took a big old hack, trying to drive in a couple of runs. That'll bring up Alex Iverson. He walked, and his courtesy runner did score a run for him in the first inning. And in the second inning, he grounded out to third, but he did drive in a run in the play. Now here's a foul ball down the third base line, nowhere near the garbage can, so we're not going to have a repeat of last night.
Alex trying to pull a Fisher.
Yeah, that one was a good 40 feet away from the garbage can.
I can't believe we'd ever see that again in life. That was a special, special moment.
Would have been more amazing if he had done it 2 foul ball pitches in a row. Iverson takes a ball high. And here's a 1-1. Swing and a line drive up the middle, base hit. This should score 2 runs, and it will. Savageau scores. Eli Mack scores. A 2-run single for Alex Iverson. And 3 runs batted in on the night for Alex Iverson.
And Anders going to come in to run for him.
Anders Huseman comes on.
Anders Huseman into courtesy run.
12-1 now for the Vikings. Trayton Teberg steps to the plate. He's hit the ball hard a couple of times. Takes a pitch down. Huseman does steal second base. Trayton Teberg had a hard hit sacrifice fly to center field his first time up, and then he hit a laser triple to right center field. That drove in a run, and he also came across a score later on. Here's a 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. 12 runs, 9 hits now for the Vikings. 3 runs in this inning. There are 2 outs, runner on second base. And the pitch from Larson. It's down low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jacob Lindemann on deck. And the pitch is outside. 3 balls and a strike. Now here's a 3-1 set, and the pitch, swing and a line drive, base hit into center field. This will drive in another run, another RBI hit for Trayton Teberg. He's trying to go into second. He'll be in there safely. It'll be a double for Trayton Teberg. 3rd run driven in. That scores Anders Huseman.
Brings up left fielder, number 7, Jacob Lindemann.
Jacob Lindemann has reached twice. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first inning. In the second, he hit a ground ball and reached on an error by the third baseman. First pitch to him is a ball. Teberg got a good break, and he'll break towards third. It'll be a wild pitch. 13-1 now for the Vikings. Scored 6 in the first, 3 in the second, now 4 here so far in the third. Here's a pitch outside. Sam Bernier on deck. 2-0 count to Jake Lindemann. Now here's a pitch, swinging at a ground ball, chopped over towards third. It's going to sneak foul. 2 balls and a strike. Now here's a 2-1 set and the pitch. Swing and a foul tip at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Babe Ruth matchup. Kindred Vikings taking on the Valley City Dukes. On yourliveevent.com, I'm Mike Bernier along with Wendy Bernier.
Good evening.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the set and the pitch. Breaking ball. Called strike 3 in the outside part of the plate. And Lindemann goes down on strikes. The Vikings come up with 4 runs and lead it by a score of 13-1 with a Valley City Dukes coming to bat in the top of the 4th.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field, where we are still in Game 1 with Valley City in town.
Carter Grunwald on the mound for the Kindred Vikings, facing the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. First pitch was a strike to Beck Dietrich. He struck out in the first inning. 8 strikeouts for Carter Grunwald, throwing a nice ball game. And here's a pitch, swing and a miss, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And I do have those dates to go through. There's a lot of baseball coming up, and there's some overlapping dates between Babe Ruth and Legion and their districts and regional play and all state tournaments. We'll tell you about that in a second.
Breaking ball in there for a strike. 9 strikeouts for Carter Grunwald.
And I also want to shout out to Joni. She was helping me here figure this out and make sure I had all the dates right. So we think we got it pretty good. We had to go fishing for a couple of them. But thanks, Joni, and hope you got your pencil out. Let's go through them. So Babe Ruth districts will happen in Castleton starting on the 16th. And the state, Babe Ruth state tournaments will happen in Lemoore July 25th. For Legion baseball, those regionals are over in Devil's Lake.
There's a little ground ball chopped over to Bernier at second. He throws him out. 4-3 put out, and there's 2 down.
So for the Legion boys, the regionals happen in Devil's Lake the 23rd through the 26th. And for their state competition, they will be over in Castleton on July 31st. So Castleton hosting the Babe Ruth districts and the Legion Class A state over in Castleton. So some good baseball that local folks will be able to get to.
First pitch to Bryson Berg. That was Lincoln Berg that grounded out to second base, by the way. Bryson Berg steps up. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Carter Grunwald has struck out 9 batters, 7 of them looking. He's got his fastball working. It looks like a breaking ball's working for him very well.
One last thing to get into, that Legion State tournament over at Castleton, that will be broadcast on yourliveevent.com as well. So if you can't get over there, you can also watch it on your live event.
1-2 the count. Here's Carter Grunwald's pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. He got him. 1-2-3 inning for Carter Grunwald. In the top of the 4th inning, gets his 10th strikeout for the Vikings. And after 3.5, Kindred Vikings lead it 13-1. And they're coming to bat on yourliveevent.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
We have a new pitcher for the Valley City Dukes. Center fielder Bowen Bulow will come on to pitch. Trying to figure out the defensive changes. It looks like. No, I said that incorrectly. Bowen Bulow will come in from center field and play shortstop. The new pitcher is number 6, Gray Kozowski. Not sure where number 8 is. I assume he's out in center field, it looks like. Yep, and so he's out in center field. So
Yeah, 8 is in center.
Camden Larson goes into center field. So, yeah, that rounds out our changes. Gray Kozowski comes on to pitch.
Gray Kozowski in the pitch for the Dukes. Bureau.
Number 6, Gray Kozowski. 13-1 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Heading into the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be the 9 1 and 2 hitters. Sam Bernier, followed by Jackson Schliemann and Jack Savageau. Here's the line for the starting pitcher, Camden Larson. He goes 3 innings, allows the 10 hits, 13 runs, only 7 earned. He walked 3. He did strike out 4 batters. New pitcher, the shortstop, Gray Kozowski. The new shortstop is Bowen Bulow. First pitch is a swing and a miss to Sam Bernier. Sam walked in the first, struck out in the second. Leads it off in the bottom of the 4th. Now here's a pitch. Way up high. 1-1 the count. Now here's a 1-1. It's down low. 2 balls and a strike. Now here's a 2-1 set and the pitch. Swing and a miss by Bernier. 2-2 the count. Now here's a pitch. Ball down low. 3-2 the count. Now here's a 3-2 set and the pitch. Down low, he walked him. So a leadoff walk. The 15-run rule would be in effect here in the 4th, if the coaches agreed to that, which they likely did. It's a 10 rule, but only after 5 in a 7-inning game. 15 rule after 3. So if the Vikings put up 3 additional runs, this ball game would potentially be over. Here's a line drive. Oh, caught. No, not caught.
No.
Now Sam Bernier trying to run towards first or second base, and he'll be safe. A line drive single for Jackson Schliemann. He's going to have his 3rd hit of the ball game.
Oh, the second baseman's hanging his head on that one, but it was a good play. He had it in his glove, and then it just kind of rolled out of the top of it, but a good effort on his part.
Very difficult circumstance for Sam Bernier because if the ball's down, he's got to get over to second base. If he catches it, he's got to get back to first.
Well,
and so nobody knew if he caught it or not.
Yeah, he caught it right on the dirt, right above the dirt. So, yep, and then it just kind of rolled out.
So runners at first and second. It's a single for Jackson Schliemann. He's now 3 for 3. Jack Savageau steps up. He's 1 for 3. Singled last inning and scored a run. Here's a pitch. Misses. 1 ball and no strikes. 11 hits now for the Vikings. 13-1 lead. Gray Kozowski on the mound. Righty kicks and fires. It's up. 2 balls and no strikes. Now here's a 2-0 pitch, down low. Blocked by the catcher, Modlin. 3-0 the count to Jack Savageau. Jack wears number 14, left-handed hitter. Since he was very little, he's always had that little bat wiggle. Here's a 3-0 pitch, in there for a strike. One run, no hits, 4 errors for Valley City. Kindred Vikings, 13 runs, 11 hits. Here's a 3-1, swing and a high fly ball into center field. Here comes Larson on to make the catch. Larson, the starting pitcher, now in center field. Makes a play, and there's 1 down. Teague Erdman has a nice day at the plate. He was hit by a pitch in the first, scored a run. Singled, stole a base, and scored a run in the second. And in the third, he had a sacrifice fly to center field. So 1 official at-bat, 2 runs scored, a single, and an RBI. Eli Mack is on deck. And here's a pitch. Swing and a pop fly foul. Strike 1.
Please help us with the fly balls. Take it to the concession stand for a treat.
Well, and I think Dan Nathan, the PA, is just announcing about the kids going and getting those foul balls and taking them to the concession stand for the treat. I happened to be in the concession stand before the game, and there are some really nice treats tonight. I think they leveled up their game in the concession stand.
Yeah.
And you get some good treats if you. I might go chase a foul ball.
Yeah, I saw bags of Cheetos in there and things like that. They look pretty good.
Yeah, they leveled up. I'm thinking about the ice cream too. I didn't get any of that last night.
Yeah.
They got several flavors. Super sampler. That's what we need, a little super sampler of the ice cream. It is a warm evening and it tastes really good.
And here's a pitch, a little line drive out towards the shortstop. Bulow's going to flip to second in time for the out there. So Erdman will reach on the fielder's choice. Schliemann is put out on a 6-4 put out for the second out of the inning. Bernier moves up to third. And that brings up Eli Mack. Eli Mack is 3 for 3 with 3 singles and 3 runs scored. So 2 down, runners on first and third. Now here's a set and the pitch. Fastball almost hit him. Ball 1. We'll have the second game of this doubleheader following this one. It'll be a 5-inning affair, a non-counter, meaning a non-league game. Here's a 1-0 pitch, swing and a foul, strike 1. Carter Grunwald on deck. And here's a 1-1 set and the pitch. Fastball popped up on the right side of the infield. Zach Anderson calls for it and makes the catch. Pop up to the second baseman ends the inning. No runs for the Vikings in the bottom of the 4th inning. They still lead at 13-1. We head to the top of the 5th.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Viking Varsity Field. A wonderful evening of baseball on a pretty field, and Kindred is hosting Valley City this evening.
Kindred Vikings lead it by a score of 13-1. We head to the top of the 5th inning. It will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Remember, Valley City, the Dukes are batting 10. They have an extra hitter in the lineup. So it'll be Zach Anderson to lead off for the Dukes. He struck out his first time up. First pitch to him is swung on and missed, strike one. Carter Grunwald on the mound. This next pitch will be number 80. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. Carter has walked 4 batters, but count this, 10 strikeouts, 7 of them looking. Now here's the 0-2 pitch, fastball chopped at the plate, foul ball. It was kind of a check swing. The ball hit the turf and came up and I believe hit the batter somewhere and then just kind of deflected backwards, but it's a foul ball. If he's in the batter's box, he's not out. Here's the 0-2 pitch, fastball away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. With the 10 strikeouts, there's only been 2 balls hit into play. Now a third, a pop-up. And Carter Grunwald just calmly takes it, doesn't throw it around the horn, takes it himself, and there's 1 out. Got to hear the coaches down there saying, hey, did you call that, Teague? And he said, yep, I sure did. But Carter took it himself. He called him off. Important thing there is that you get the out. Here's a pitch, swing and a foul. This is Camden Amon. He struck out looking his first time up.
Yeah, earlier on in the season, they had quite a few collisions in the outfield and infield stuff, so I know that that was something they were going to focus on a little bit because they don't want anybody getting hurt, so they wanted to make sure they're calling the ball and communicating early on in the season, getting that all worked out so nobody got hurt.
Breaking ball misses low. Here's a 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hayden Morris is on deck. He scored the lone run for Valley City. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Fastball is up. Carter now with 87 pitches. You can throw 95 as a maximum at the Babe Ruth level. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. Strikeout number 11 for Grunwald. And there's 2 down. 11 strikeouts, 8 of them looking.
Some of those collisions can get a little rough. I know one gentleman took a cleat to the knee area and still has a scar from that one, and a couple collisions between Jorgen and Kylan Swenson a couple years back, so you want to be careful and communicate.
Going to have a pinch hitter here. Trevor Mathias steps to the plate. Where's number 30? I thought number 33, but it looks like number 35.
I think it's a 5.
1-1 the count to him, right-handed hitter. He's pinch hitting for Hayden Morris, who's the extra hitter. Morris walked and came around to score. Here's a 1-1. In there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now here's a 1-2. Fastball. Misses in. Had Matthias jumping out of the way. Good frame there by Alex Iverson at home plate. Fooled me. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but I'm also about 80 feet away. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And for Valley City, they go down 1-2-3. In the 5th inning, and the Kindred Vikings lead at 13-1. They come to bat.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. That is a wrap on game 1 here tonight when Valley City came into town. And we're going to have the Enbridge player of the game and your HTC connection of the match in this Todd Wold CPA post-game show. For any accounting requisitions from income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals or businesses, go online to wold-cpa.com.
Kindred Vikings win this one by a score of 13-1. Offensive stars for the Kindred Vikings. Jackson Sleeman went 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored and a couple of runs batted in. Jack Savageau had 1 hit and a run scored. T. Girdman had a hit, 2 runs scored and a run batted in. Eli Mack went 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored and a run batted in. Alex Iverson was 1 for 2 with 3 runs batted in. And Trayton Teberg went 2 for 2 with 3 runs batted in and a run scored, including 2 extra base hits, a triple and a double. And how about on the mound for the Kindred Vikings? Carter Grunwald goes 5 innings, doesn't allow any hits, throws a 5-inning no-hitter, does allow an earned run, walked 4 but struck out 12 batters, and 9 of those looking. 4, and he picks up the win. For Valley City, the loss goes to Camden Larson. He goes 3 innings, allows 10 hits, 13 runs scored, 7 runs earned, walked 3, struck out 4. And offensively for Valley City, Gray Kozowski drove in a run with a ground ball that scored Hayden Morris. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with the Enbridge player of the game after this.
With 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
And welcome back to Kindred Field. We got our Enbridge player of the game. It's none other than Carter Grunwald. And I got to tell you, I kind of missed calling the no-hitter. You win by a score of 13-1. You win by the 10-run rule, but you throw a 5-inning no-hitter. What was working for you out on the mound tonight?
Just picking up my target and throwing hard pretty much.
Okay, did you have your slider working?
I mean, I used to call it a curveball, but it worked a couple times. Sometimes it didn't work, but I was just mainly just throwing hard, trying to throw strikes.
You threw a lot of strikes tonight, and you come up with a 5-inning no-hitter. You get the victory in this 7-inning league game. It goes 5 innings because of the 10-run rule. How about that defense behind you?
That was good. They put the ball in play, and that's what we need. So yeah.
And your team has traditionally scored a lot of runs. You scored 18 runs last night, 13 tonight. How about that offensive performance?
Yep. Have the bats going for a while. We got to keep them going in the districts here.
Yeah. Any shout-outs you want to do?
Trayton and Alex just working hard for me.
All right. Congratulations. You're the Enbridge Player of the Game. We'll take a break on yourliveevent.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
HTC connection of the match. Sorry about that. Our HTC connection of the match goes to Trayton Teberg. Trayton, you squared up the ball 3 times tonight. 2 extra base hits, a double, a triple, and a sacrifice fly. You drive in 3 runs. You're obviously seeing the ball very well tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much. Last couple games I've been in kind of a slump, so kind of felt good to get the ball on the bat now.
Well, I was at the game in Hankinson last night. I was down the left field line when you squared that one up down the left field line out there too. So you hit that ball hard, a couple extra base hits in the last couple of games, and again, you're the HTC connection of the bat. How's it feel to just come out and support your pitcher and put up a bunch of runs for your starting pitcher?
It feels really good. I mean, that's all I can say. It feels good.
Yeah. Are you starting to see the ball a little bit? It seems like you've been squaring up the ball lately, and it's good when the ball starts to fall into onto the green grass for you.
Yeah, it does.
Who's your shout out for tonight?
My shout out would probably be Carter and Alex for, he's been kind of down today lately, and told him to pick his head up, and he got kind of better at the end there.
Yeah, well, Carter comes out and throws a no-hitter. Alex Iverson drove in 3 runs himself tonight. He had a big 2-run single and a ground-out RBI, and so he had a nice day at the plate as well. So Kindred Vikings win this one by a score of 13-1. Trayton Teberg is our connection of the match, and we'll be back for Game 2 after this break.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Welcome back to Babe Ruth Baseball in Kindred tonight, folks. Thanks for joining us. We are just about to get Game 2 of this doubleheader underway.
Isaac Johnson will take the hill for the Kindred Vikings. His battery mate will be Briar Gibbon. Here's a lineup for Valley City, the Dukes. It's Gray Kozowski leading off and catching. Batting second is Bowen Bulow, a center fielder. Batting third, the shortstop, Christian Modlin. Batting cleanup, second baseman Zach Anderson. Batting fifth, Lincoln Berg, third baseman. Batting sixth will be at first base is Trevor Mathias. Hayden Morris bats seventh and plays in right field. And batting eighth is Bryson Berg. He's the pitcher. And batting ninth is Camden Amon. He's the extra hitter. And the 10th batter will be the left fielder, Camden Larson. So it's Kozowski, Bulow, Modlin, Anderson, Berg, Mathias, Morris, Berg, Amon, and Larson. Isaac Johnson on the mound for the Kindred Vikings in the second game of a doubleheader. Again, Briar Gibbon, the catcher. Eli Mack plays over at first base. Beckett Westby at second. Bristol Swanson at shortstop. Teague Erdman over at third base. First pitch is fouled away. Carter Grunwald will be the extra hitter in the lineup. Out in left field is Jacob Lindemann. Center field is Anders Huseman. And in right field, Asher Swenson. Here's another pop-up. This one's in the infield. Isaac Johnson comes in. And I think Briar Gibbon made the catch. Yes, Briar Gibbon made the catch. And also in the process, I think, kind of slapped Isaac Johnson in the face as he came across. But either way, an out is recorded on a foul pop-up to the catcher, and there's one away. Kindred Vikings win the first one against Valley City. That was the counter game by a score of 13-1. Carter Grunwald throws a 5-inning no-hitter. Vikings win by that 10-run rule. Bowen Bulow, the batter. And here's the set, and the pitch. Off speed is in there for a strike. Grunwald did walk 4 batters, gave up an earned run, but he struck out 12 batters. It's pretty impressive when you think about it. He recorded 15 outs, 12 of them via the strikeout. 2-1 the count to Bowen Bulow. Wind still blowing from left field foul pole to right field foul pole. Here's a breaking ball pounded out on the right side of the infield, fielded by Eli Mack. Pitch to his pitcher, Isaac Johnson, and they record the out. It's a 3-1 putout, and there's 2 down.
Shortstop, number 22, Christian Modlin.
Now here's a pitch. Fastball swinging and a foul. Christian Modlin is a batter. He caught the first game. Now he's playing over at shortstop. Where's number 22, right-handed hitter? Here's the 0-1. Fastball grounded on the right side. Let's see if we can do another 3-1. Mack fields it. Pitched over to Johnson in time for 2, 3, and 3-1 putouts in the first inning, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Valley City in the top of the first. Kindred Vikings coming to bat.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field this evening. Valley City in town for this Babe Ruth doubleheader, where Kindred took away a win on the first one, and we're just underway and scoreless here in the second one.
Would help if I turned up my microphone so you could actually hear me.
That's why I do the buttons, and you don't get to mess with them.
Well, I turned it down as I was coughing earlier.
I know.
Bryson Berg will take the mound for Valley City. He wears number 16, right-handed pitcher. Getting his warm-up tosses in. Starting lineup for Nick Eggman's Kindred Viking Babe Ruth squad. Asher Swenson leads it off, playing in right field. Beckett Westby batting second, playing at second base. Isaac Johnson batting third and pitching. Batting cleanup and playing at shortstop is Bristol Swanson. Anders Huseman will bat fifth and play in center field. Briar Gibbon bats sixth, does the catching. Jacob Lindemann bats seventh, plays in left field. Eli Mack in at first base this game, batting eighth. Carter Grunwald, the extra hitter, will bat ninth, and Teague Erdman will bat 10th and man third base.
So now's a good time to tell you about all the baseball that's coming up in the future. This is Babe Ruth's last game. They will do districts in Castleton next week, the 16th through the 20th, if needed. And their state tournament for Babe Ruth will be in Lemoore, July 25th and 29th. And there is some crossover, so if you're like us who have boys in the Babe Ruth and Legion, there's a little bit of crossover. Legion has their regionals in Devil's Lake the 23rd through 26th. And then state, Castleton will be hosting the Legion State Tournament for Class A, July 31st through July 31st, yes, through August 4th. So if you're looking for more baseball, and that state tournament for Class A in Castleton will be on yourliveevent.com, or you can just short little ride over to Castleton for some Babe Ruth and Legion baseball.
Here's a swing and a miss by Asher Swenson. First pitch from Bryson Berg. Looked like a fastball up high. Asher took a big old hack at it. Here's the 0-1 set and the pitch. That one's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the first inning. Second game of a non-counter doubleheader. Vikings win the first one 13-1.
And Asher is back. Was out for quite some time after a track and field injury. So he was out most of the baseball season, made an appearance the last couple games, and is back now. So it's good to see him out on the field doing what he loves.
He's got a big old smile on his face. Took a big old hack at that, getting some ribbing from the dugout from his friends. Here's a pitch. In there for a strike. Asher Swenson goes down looking, out number 1. And strikeout number 1 for the starting pitcher, Bryson Berg. That brings up Beckett Westby, playing over at second base this ball game. Now here's the pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. Wind's still blowing pretty hard from the south. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Swing a little pop up down the first baseline. It's going to land foul. Strike 1. Getting ready for that Essentia Health tournament this weekend. Set to have a lot of fun. We'll bring you the Kindred Vikings home games on yourliveevent.com.
Yeah, I can tell you more about that. Let me look up my notes here, and we'll give you some details on that in a few seconds.
1-1 the count. Beckett Westby. And the pitch, swinging a ground ball, chopped out to the pitcher, Berg. Throws over to first base in time for the out. And it's a 1-3 put out for the second out of the inning.
Brings up pitcher number 25, Isaac Johnson.
Isaac Johnson will step to the plate. He's the pitcher in the ball game. And here's a pitch. Fastball inside, ball one. Art Haugen behind home plate. Doing the umping. Out on the base pass, Gareth Hansen. And here's a 1-0 pitch. Fastball outside, 2-0.
So the Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament, there will be 4 venues that will host multiple games. There's 20 teams in the tournament and 4 venues between Jack Williams, Youngfield, Starion, and right here in Kindred. So they will play pool games, and then the winners of each pool will kind of match off for the championships. And so tomorrow we kick things off at 10 a.m. Wahpeton Post 20 versus Seaward Jays.
Here's a ground ball out to short. Modlin has it go off his glove, and Johnson will reach on the fielding error. It'll go down as E6. And Isaac Johnson reaches first base. First base runner for the Vikings, and that'll bring up shortstop Bristol Swanson.
So tomorrow for the Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament here in Kindred, tomorrow morning at 10 you can watch Wahpeton and Seaward, and then at 12:30 Watertown takes on Wahpeton. 3 o'clock Kindred Post 117 takes on Seaward.
Here's a ground ball up the first baseline. Hey, nice play by Jeremiah Doctor.
Then at 5:30 Watertown and Mandan A's, and at 8 o'clock Kindred Post 117 wraps up Friday evening festivities against Mandan. And then a whole nother lineup on Saturday starting at 9 a.m.
Here's a pitch. Runner goes. Johnson will steal second base easily, standing up.
And if you want to know more about that tournament, there are links to all the information on the Kindred Youth Baseball Facebook page. So go check it out or swing on by the ballpark tomorrow. And I can vouch, we do have some really good ice cream.
Great cheeseburgers as well. We have got to have one of the best concession stands in the state.
And if you catch a foul ball and run it over there, you get a little treat. And like I said earlier, they have leveled up, and the treats you get for a foul ball are looking pretty fun.
2-1 the count. Bryson Berg throwing out of the stretch, kicks and fires, fastball laced at the second baseman and over his head, and that's going to score a run. Kindred Vikings will take a 1-0 lead on an RBI single by Bristol Swanson. That'll score Isaac Johnson. Anders Huseman will step up. He's playing in center field. Anders did courtesy run for the catcher in the first ball game, getting his first plate appearance. Runner goes, pitches outside. Huseman is going to steal second base easily. Second steal of the inning for the Kindred Vikings. Briar Gibbon awaits on deck. Number 16, Bryson Berg on the mound for the Valley City Dukes. Here's the 1-0 pitch in the dirt. It's going to hit the umpire right in the face mask. Swanson advances to third base on the wild pitch. The ball was in the dirt and hit Art Haugen square in the face mask and kind of bounced out in front of the catcher, but Bristol Swanson easily advanced to third base. Here's a 2-0. It's outside. 3-0 the count. Here's the 3-0 set, and the pitch, swing and a miss. 3-1 the count to Anders Huseman. Now here's a 3-1. Fastball gets away. It's a walk, and it's also a wild pitch, and here comes another run. Bristol Swanson scores on the wild pitch. It's 2-0 Vikings.
Brings up catcher number 20.
So Huseman scores. I'm sorry, Swanson scores. Huseman over to first base. It's 2-0. And that brings up Briar Gibbon. He's a catcher in the ball game. And the pitch, runner goes. Pitch is in there for a strike. And Huseman will steal second base. Jacob Lindemann awaits on deck. And here's a pitch. Swinging a line drive into right field. That's down for a base hit. Gibbon rounds first base. On his way to second, he's going to be in there with a stand-up RBI double as Huseman comes across the score to make it 3-0. An RBI double for Briar Gibbon. 3-0 Vikings. Jacob Lindemann steps to the plate. And here's a pitch. There's a looper out in the left center field. This is down for a base hit. Gibbon being waved around. He'll come across the score. It's 4-0 Kindred Vikings. An RBI single for Jacob Lindemann. Scores Briar Gibbon. Third hit now for the Vikings. Eli Mack steps to the plate. He was 3 for 4 in the first game. Now here's a pitch. Lindemann takes off. Pitch is in there for a strike. Throw down to second is not in time. Lindemann steals second base. 4 steals now for the Vikings. In the bottom of the first, they lead it 4-0. This will be pitch number 25 from Bryson Berg. And he kicks and fires. Swing and a little ground ball foul down the first base line. Kind of a little cue shot off the bat of Eli Mack. Carter Grunwald awaits on deck. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Eli Mack steps out of the batter's box, calls time. 0-2 the count. Now here's the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. And Mack goes down looking. But the Vikings do come up with 4 runs. On 3 hits, there was an error. They leave 1 runner aboard. And at the end of 1, Vikings lead it 4-0 with the Dukes coming to bat.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight in Kindred for Babe Ruth Baseball. The lights have now turned on, and we are in the top of the second where Vikings are ahead 4-0 over the Valley City.
Top of the second inning, Isaac Johnson takes the mound again. He had a 1-2-3 inning. In the top of the first, he'll face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Zach Anderson, Lincoln Berg, and Trevor Mathias. First pitch in there for a strike. Zach Anderson, the batter. Playing over at second base, right-handed hitter, wears number 30. Wide open stance. And here's the 0-1 pitch. It's about a 52-footer for ball one. Something about the dimensions of a baseball field. For some reason, 90 feet on the bases and 60 feet 6 inches is a perfect distance for all of the above. Here's a ground ball over to second base. Beckett Westby has it, throws him out at first base. And there's one down. 4 up, 4 down for Isaac Johnson. Hasn't struck anybody out. Everybody's put the ball in play. There's been 1 pop-up and 3 groundouts. That brings up Lincoln Berg playing over at third base. Here's a pitch. Fastball is up. One and 0 on the count to Lincoln Berg. And here's a pitch. Fastball up. 2 balls and no strikes. Carter Grunwald throws a no-hitter in the first game of this doubleheader. 5-inning no-hitter, but a no-hitter nonetheless. Comes away with a victory. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Here's a 2-1 set and the pitch from starter Isaac Johnson. Fastball is upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike. Isaac has only thrown the 15 pitches thus far through 4 outs. Trevor Mathias waits on deck for the Dukes. And here's a pitch from Isaac. Swing and a miss. Count fills up. And now here's the 3-2. Off speed, swing and a miss. He got him. Isaac Johnson records his first strikeout. That'll bring up Trevor Mathias with 2 outs and nobody on. Early goings of this 5-inning second game of the doubleheader. No runs, no hits, 1 error for the Dukes. Kindred Vikings, 4 runs, 3 hits. And here's a pitch from Isaac Johnson. In there for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed. In there for a strike. Quickly 0-2. Now here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball is up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Isaac Johnson throws out of the stretch full time, whether there's runners on or not. Here's a 1-2. Off speed, swing and a miss. He got him. 2 strikeouts in a row and 2 perfect innings thrown by Isaac Johnson. And after 1.5, Kindred Vikings lead it 1-0, and they're coming to bat on yourliveevent.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and RJBroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and RJBroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. We are in the middle of doing that second inning stretch. Dan Nathan is leading the crowd in a rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and we want to invite you to stick around after the game for the Todd Wold CPA post-game show for any accounting requisitions from income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals or businesses. Go online to wold-cpa.com, and in that post-game show, we will have the Enbridge player of the game and the HTC connection of the match.
Kindred Vikings will send the 9, 10, and 1 hitter to bat against the starter Bryson Berg for Valley City. It'll be Carter Grunwald, T. Girdman, and Asher Swenson to bat. Bottom of the second inning, Kindred Vikings lead at 4-0. Carter Grunwald again threw that no-hitter in that first game and hit the ball very hard many times throughout his at-bats in the first game. He just couldn't find a fine green grass in fair territory. He hit a lot of foul balls, rifled down the right field line. Just nothing would land for him. He did get on an air, stole a couple of bases, scored a run, but led his team to a 13-1 victory out on the mound. And here's a pitch. Off speed, misses away. 1 ball and no strikes. Now here's a 1-0. Off speed, in there for a strike. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Off speed, inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's a 2-1 set and the delivery. Fastball popped foul, then out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. And here's a pitch. It's foul, or way outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This will be pitch number 32 for Bryson Berg, the right-hander. He again throws out of the stretch. Whether there's runners on or not, here's a full count pitch, down and in. He walked him. Leadoff runner is aboard in Carter Grunwald. Second walk issued by Berg. And that'll bring up T. Girdman. Erdman had a good day at the plate, both last night and earlier tonight. Seems to be seeing the ball very well. Grunwald takes off. The pitch is a ball, and Grunwald steals second base. 1-0 the count to the right-handed hitter, T. Girdman. Now here's a 1-0 set. Throw over to second base is not a time. Grunwald back in plenty of time. Bryson Berg gets his sign. Rocks, fires, pitches in there for a strike, gets away from the catcher, and Grunwald is going to scamper down to third. That's going to be a pass ball. Now Grunwald is 90 feet away from extending this lead. 1-1 the count. And here's a 1-1 set, and the pitch, swing and a high pop fly. Shallow center field. It looks like it's going to fall in there for a base hit. Center fielder Bowen Bulow had a lot of ground to cover, and he couldn't quite catch up to that one. It falls in there for an RBI single for T. Girdman. Grunwald does score to make it 5-0. And back to the top of the order in Asher Swenson. Asher playing in right field in this ball game, struck out looking his first time up. Now here's the pitch from Berg. Swing and a line drive into right field, down for a base hit. And 2 hits in a row for the Vikings.
Swenson with a single three.
Asher Swenson with a base hit. 5 hits now for the Vikings, and that'll bring up Beckett Westby. He grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. So nobody out. Inning started with a walk to Grunwald, a single by Erdman, single by Swenson. First pitch to Beckett Westby misses for a ball. Erdman kind of was able to walk over to third base pretty easily and steal third base.
Bit of a speed walking, I would say.
Either way, he's there. Goes down as a stolen base in the stat book. 2-0 the count to Beckett Westby. Now here's a balk. Called out on Berg. So Swenson will get to second base. Erdman will come across to score on the balk. Now 6-0 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. Beckett Westby batting with a 2-0 count. Didn't see it completely, but I think Berg came to a set and then he stepped in front of the rubber. You can't do that. You got to step behind it. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Swing and a soft line drive down the first base line. Foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. Isaac Johnson awaits on deck. A 6-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings, bottom of the second inning. Here's a 2-1 set. And now the pitch. Swing and a foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bryson Berg has thrown 40 pitches now. Here's a 2-2 set, and he looks back to second. They have him picked off, but Swenson is going to easily gain third base. I think we'll have to give him a stolen base for that. So he had quite the lead, and they went to throw it back to second base, but as soon as he turned, he just started running towards third, and he gains third on the steal. Here's a pitch. Down low and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Beckett Westby. Now here's the 3-2. Fastball away. He missed it. And Westby draws a walk. Puts runners at first and third with nobody down. And that'll bring up Isaac Johnson. Isaac reached on an error by the shortstop his first time up. Stole a base, scored a run. That was in the first inning. He has a chance to drive in a run or two here. Westby does not steal. Here's a ground ball out to the shortstop. That's Modlin. He'll go to second for 1. There will be no throw to first base. So Isaac Johnson reaches on the fielder's choice. He gets a run batted in. Westby is out 6-4 at second base for the first out of the inning. Asher Swenson comes across to score to make it 7-0 Kindred Vikings. That'll bring up Bristol Swanson. Laced an RBI single his first time up. Now he grounds one out to the second baseman, Zach Anderson. He'll throw on to first. That's not in time. That's just going to be an infield single for Bristol Swanson. Isaac Johnson up to second base, so 2 for 2 now for Bristol. Brings up Anders Huseman. He walked, stole a base, and scored a run in the first inning. 7-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings. And the pitch in there for a strike. Briar Gibbon awaits on deck. Now here's the 0-1. And the pitch, low and outside. Anders Huseman. Big right-handed hitter. Has some pop. Here's a 1-1 set. And another throw back to second base. This skips into center field. Isaac Johnson's going to trot on over to third base on the throwing error. So it's going to be E1. Second error for Valley City. Now here's a 1-1 set and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count to Anders Huseman.
Valley City does have some activity going on over in their bullpen.
Here's a 1-2 set. And the pitch. Inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. See if I can catch the number here. I haven't seen the
3.
Number 3. That's Camden Amon, the extra hitter. Here's a pitch. It's outside and in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bryson Berg on the mound for the Valley City Dukes. Now here's a 3-2. Check swing. I think the pitch was a strike anyway, so Anders Huseman will go down on a strikeout for the second out of the inning. Still runners at first and third base. And that brings up Briar Gibbon. Briar Gibbon laced an RBI double down the right field line. Came across to score later on as well. 7-0 lead for the Vikings. Here's the pitch. This one's down in the dirt. That's going to get away. That's going to score a run for the Vikings. Isaac Johnson comes across to score his second run of the ball game. Swanson moves up to second base on the wild pitch. It's now 8-0 for the Kindred Vikings. Want to know the count to Briar Gibbon. Jacob Lindemann awaits on deck. Here's a 1-0 set from Bryson Berg. It's a pitch up high. 2 balls and no strikes. Camden Amon still throwing in the bullpen for Valley City. Here's a 2-0 pitch, and it gets away from the catcher. And Bristol Swanson will move up to third. That's going to be a pass ball. 3-0 the count. Bryson Berg looks over at third base. Now gets his sign and rocks in, fires. Way outside, he walked him, and that'll score a run. As Bristol Swanson comes across to score his second run of the ball game on the wild pitch. Briar Gibbon walks, no run batted in. Jacob Lindemann steps up. He had an RBI single in the first inning, stole a base. Eventually stranded at second. 9-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Bottom of the second. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. That'll get the runner up to second base. I think that'll be a pass ball as well on the catcher, Gray Kozowski. So since this is a 5-inning game, the 10-run rule could be in effect after 3 innings. So Briar Gibbon's run from second base is important because then the Vikings would just have to shut Valley City down in the top of the third inning to end the ball game. But right now it stands 9-0. Here's a pitch. And it misses in, I believe. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eli Mack awaits on deck. And here's a pitch, and it hit Jake. So he's aboard. and that'll bring up Eli Mack. Mack struck out looking to end the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Had 3 hits in the first game. Now it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. So he does call for the pitcher. Bryson Berg will exit the ball game. We'll tell you all about the defensive changes when we come back on yourliveevent.com.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Babe Ruth baseball tonight.
Number 3, Camden Amon in to pitch for Valley City, facing Eli Mack. An RBI single is big for the Vikings. Here's the first pitch. It's outside for a ball. Want to know the count? 9-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Bottom of the second inning. Now here's the pitch. Off speed. It hit him. That loads up the bases.
Mack hit by pitch. Loads up the bases. Brings up the extra hitter, number 3, Carter.
That loads up the bases. Lindemann down to second base. And over to third is Briar Gibbon, and that'll bring up Carter Grunwald. Carter walked and scored a run to lead off this inning. He's the 11th man to bat this inning. Here's a swing and a miss. Big old swing by Carter. He's taken some very good swings all night. Like we said earlier, hit a lot of line drives that just went foul for him. Earlier this game, this inning, in fact, he walked, stole a base, scored a run. And here's a pitch. It's in the dirt. Temporarily skips away from the catcher, but not far enough for Briar Gibbon to advance. One and one the count. Now here's a 1-1 set. And the pitch. Swing and a line drive. Foul once again down the right field line. Here's a line for Bryson Berg. He goes an inning and 2/3, allows 6 hits, 9 runs, 5 of them earned. He walked 4, struck out 3. Again, he's still responsible for the runners at third base and second base. One and 2 the count. 2 down, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball out to the second baseman. Anderson has it. Throw to first is in time to get the out.
Grunwald retired for the third out.
Grunwald grounds out to end the inning for the third out. And Kindred Vikings come up with 5 runs in the bottom of the second. We head to the top of the third with the Dukes coming to bat.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Tick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Welcome back, everybody, to Babe Ruth Baseball, and we have a new pitcher on the mound.
Alex Iverson will come in to pitch. He caught the first game, didn't start this second game, but he's coming in to throw some innings. So he'll come in for Isaac Johnson. Isaac Johnson goes 2 innings, throws 2 perfect innings. Struck out the last 2 men he faced, so he didn't allow any hits, no runs, no walks, struck out 2. Alex Iverson on to throw. Kindred Vikings lead it 9-0. Top of the third inning in this Babe Ruth matchup against the Valley City Dukes. A lot of baseball this weekend, a lot of fun to be had, and we're getting ready for a big tournament this weekend.
Yeah, come out tomorrow. The games start at 10. The Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament. And the Vikings, I believe they play at 3 or 3:30. I could double check that here quick. 3 o'clock is Kindred versus Seaward.
First pitch is a strike from Alex Iverson. Second pitch is grounded to the first baseman, throws behind Alex. And I think we're going to have to give an error to Eli Mack on the throw, so it's E3. So Iverson induces the ground ball. And Hayden Morrast will reach on the infield error.
Yeah, so the Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament here. Kindred is one of 4 venues that you can catch baseball at. And it kicks off here at 10 with Kindred doing their first game at 3 and then again at 8. And then more on Saturday. Kicks off here at 9 and goes the last game's at 7. And then more on Sunday, but we won't know what's going on Sunday till those pools finish up.
So Bryson Berg will be the batter. He was the starting pitcher. He was relieved in the second, but he'll stay in the game as the extra hitter. Has a 3-0 count against a right-hander, number 11, Alex Iverson. Here's a 3-0 set, and the pitch way low. And it'll draw a walk for Bryson Berg, puts runners at first and second with nobody out. Camden Amon Now the pitcher will step up to bat, get his first plate appearance of this ball game. Here's a pitch from Alex Iverson. Fastball up, ball 1. No runs, no hits, 2 errors for the Dukes. Kindred Vikings, 9 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. And the pitch, fastball, skips in front of the plate. For a ball, runners will move up on the wild pitch. Morris over to third. Reisenberg over to second. 2-0 the count. On the batter, Camden Amon. And here's a 2-0 pitch. Fastball is up. 3 balls and no strikes. Here's a 3-0 set from Alex Iverson, throwing out of the full windup. Fastball is down low in front of the plate. Runners will not advance. However, Camden Amon will draw the walk to load the bases. And that'll bring up left fielder Camden Larson. Outfield playing shallow for the Kindred Vikings. Bases full of Dukes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Strike 1. Now here's a pitch from Alex Iverson. It's a fastball. That one's in there for a strike. Quickly 0-2 the count to the right-handed hitter, Camden Larson. Now here's a 0-2 delivery for Alex Iverson. Throwing out of the full windup. This one gets away. Runners will not advance. Briar Gibbon hustled back and got to that baseball pretty quickly. It's a 1-2 count. Now here's a 1-2 set from Alex Iverson. It's a fastball upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now here's a 2-2. Down low and in the dirt. This gets away again. Runners will not advance. 2-2 the count. Yeah, full count. Full count. The home plate umpire, Art Haugen.
Glad to see Art back. He took a little tumble in last night's Legion game, but we talked to him in the parking lot on the way in, and he's doing just fine, he said.
Fastball is up. He walked him. And that scores a run for Valley City. Hayden Morris comes across to score. It's a walk to Camden Larson. He gets himself a run batted in. Berg up to third. Camden Amon to second. And back to the top of the order for Valley City in Gray Kozowski. There will be a coaching visit out to the mound.
And while we are doing this pitching change here, we want to invite everybody out tomorrow to watch a lot of ball games here for the Essentia Health Legion baseball tournament going on. But also we want to let you know about the Centennial Classic, a Legion baseball game going on in Millbank, South Dakota, the birthplace of Legion baseball. And you can find more about that tournament going on. Search birthplace of Legion baseball on Facebook. And Kindred Youth Baseball has a couple links there on their Facebook page too. So check that out. Legion baseball turning 100 years old this year. And lots to celebrate. And when Castleton has that host that state Legion tournament, I know they have a lot of things planned for that as well. So put that on your calendar and make plans to attend that celebration. That'll be pretty awesome.
Here are your defensive changes for the Kindred Vikings. Alex Iverson leaves the pitcher's mound, but he goes out to play second base. Bristol Swanson will come in from shortstop and be on the mound. And Beckett Westby will move from second base to fill the shortstop gap. So there's your defensive changes. Bristol Swanson taking his warm-up pitches. Now, we had that incident last night when you were broadcasting the game with Josh Almaris, and Fisher Johnson hit the foul ball, and it landed in the garbage can down the left field line.
Yep.
You just don't see that often.
Yep. I
did look up a play. I remember hearing about a game. Richie Ashburn of the Philadelphia Phillies. A small girl was hit in the face by a foul ball line drive at Yankee Stadium. This was years ago, and it hit the girl.
Oh, no.
And then as she was being loaded up on a gurney to be taken to the hospital, Ashburn hit another foul ball and hit the same girl. So this
is a horrible story, Mike.
this was years ago. So just the quirks of baseball and the goofy things that happen on a baseball field.
That's a horrible story. That's horrible.
So, yeah, that's interesting ball game. Here's a little pop-up in the infield, and Bristol Swanson scampers back and makes a catch.
Oh.
And now a throw to try to get the double play. I didn't see it. Now it's an overthrow. That'll score a run.
Yeah, he overthrew it. Eli couldn't quite grab that, snagged it, and then Asher ran out to grab it to stop some more mistakes from going on. But
so Bryson Berg comes across a score on the air.
Number 26.
It'll be E1. Camden Amon over to third. Camden Larson up to second base. One down. Bowen Bulow steps to the plate.
I think I'm going to take your phone away. That was an awful story. No more for you. That's why he just called this game.
And I recall the story, too. I don't have all the facts, but I remember reading a story. This was many, many years ago. Another player, his mom was at the ball game, and he hit a foul ball and actually struck his mother with a foul ball in the stands.
That's horrible, too.
I think she's okay. Here's a pitch. It's in the dirt. This will not score a run. Runner from second base was pretty far off, but they'll chase him back.
Well, and on a happy note, I've got happy things to talk about. On a happy note, we can see Quisling down third baseline. He is getting things ready. Let me zoom in on him just a little bit. We're getting ready for that Essentia Health Legion tournament. So he's hanging up some welcome signs and posters down there. So get back to this game, but gonna be a lot of baseball going on. They put up the banners. See those blue and white banners? Hanging up the welcome signs. The field looks great. Happy things happening tomorrow.
Here's the pitch from Bristol Swanson. It's down low. He walked him. Bowen Bulow draws a walk. That loads up the bases. It's a 9-2 ball game. Kindred Vikings on top. Now here's the set from number 16, Bristol Swanson. Fastball hit him. So that'll score another run. It'll be 9-3 on the hit batsman. And the bases are still loaded as Camden Amon comes across to score. Camden Larson moves over to third, and Bulow moves up to second. 9-3 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Zach Anderson, the batter. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to second base his first time up. That Richie Ashburn story that I was telling you about happened in 1957. 1957. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-2 the count. Lincoln Berg is on deck. 9-3 lead for the Kindred Vikings. And here's the 0-2. It hit him. 2 hit batters in a row. Kind of a painful, easy way to get a run batted in. As Maudlin moves to second, Bulow over to third. Camden Larson comes across the score. Makes it 9-4 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. But 4 runs in this inning for Valley City. Lincoln Berg steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And here's a pitch from Swanson, swinging a ground ball up the first base line. Fielded by Mack. He comes home, and it's a wild throw, and everybody's safe. So Briar Gibbon tried to stay on home plate to try to act as if a first baseman because it was a force out at the play. So another error for Eli Mack on the throw. And Bulow scores. Christian Maudlin moves to third. Zach Anderson to second. And it's 9-5. 5 runs in this inning for Valley City. Couple of errors for the Vikings. 3 errors to be exact. And now here's a pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Trevor Mathias is up. He struck out swinging back in the second inning. Now here's the 0-1 set and the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Five runs, no hits for the Dukes. They've committed 2 errors. Vikings with 9 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. Here's the pitch. Check swing. He went around. It'll be a strikeout. 2 down now. And Hayden Morris, who started this, reaching on first base on the air, came around to score. So he's the 11th man to bat. And here's the set and the pitch from Swanson. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. 9-5 lead for the Kindred Vikings. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Valley City has posted 5 runs in the top of the 3rd. Number 16, Bristol Swanson, kicks and fires. Fastball outside and high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Now here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Valley City was no hit by Carter Grunwald in the first game through 5 innings. And so far, they've put up 5 runs in the top of the 3rd and still don't have a hit. And here's a 1-2, breaking ball in there for a strike. And that's the last out of the inning as Morris goes down looking. But Valley City comes up with 5 runs, 3 errors committed by the Kindred Vikings. There were no hits and a couple of runners, in fact 3 runners left on base. At the end of 2.5, Kindred Vikings 9, Dukes with 5, and the Kindred Vikings coming to bat in the bottom of the 3rd.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Babe Ruth Baseball tonight.
T. Girdman will bat. He's the 10th man in the lineup. So it'll be T. Girdman back to the top of the order, and Asher Swenson and Beckett Westby. T. Girdman had an RBI single in the 2nd inning, came around to score a run as well. So he's 1 for 1. Number 3, Camden Amon taking his warm-up pitches. Kindred Vikings lead it by a score of 9-5. Dukes with 5 runs, no hits, 2 errors. Kindred Vikings 9 runs, 6 hits, and 3 errors. All of those errors came in the top of the 3rd inning for the Vikings. So T. Girdman will lead it off. Mike Bernier along with Wendy Bernier.
Good evening.
Bringing you baseball on yourliveevent.com. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and thanks for bringing you baseball on yourliveevent.com. What a wonderful service this is.
Yes, we invite you to stick around for the Todd Wold CPA postgame show. In that postgame show, we will have the Enbridge player of the game. Life takes energy. Enbridge. Energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. And we will also have the HTC connection of the match. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone, it's how to connect.
Throwing out of the stretch is number 3, Camden Amon. First pitch to him, misses for a ball. Valley City Dukes in town, hosted by the Kindred Vikings Babe Ruth Ball Club. Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball, pounded out to third. Lincolnberg fields it, throws across a diamond in time for the out. It's a 5-3 putout.
Nice play by third baseman.
One down. And back to the top of the order, Asher Swenson steps up. He struck out looking in the first and singled in the second. Stole a base and scored a run back in that second inning. Dukes got their runs all in the top of the third. Kindred Vikings dropped 4 runs in the bottom of the first, 5 runs in the bottom of the second. Here's a pitch outside, ball 1. Beckett Westby awaits on deck. Sun's starting to set here in Kindred with the long shadows out there again. Here's a 1-0 set, and the pitch off speed, swinging a high pop fly out to the shortstop. Modlin runs back and can't make the play. Straight behind second base, and Asher Swenson will reach on the error by the shortstop. 3 errors apiece now for each team. Beckett Westby will step to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitcher and walked in the second inning. 9-5 lead, Kindred Vikings, bottom of the third inning. Throw over to first, not in time. Camden Amon. Runner goes. The pitch is grounded up the third base line. It eventually trickles foul. Touched by the third baseman in foul territory, so it is a foul ball. Third baseman Lincoln Berg wisely let that one go foul. There's no chance he would have thrown him out. Here's a swing and a pop up to the shortstop. Modlin has this one and puts it away. And there's 2 down. And that'll bring up Alex Iverson. He's batting in the place of Isaac Johnson. Isaac Johnson reached on an error and scored a run and hit into a fielder's choice, drove in a run, and scored a run in the second. So he was 0 for 2, but scored 2 runs and drove in 1. So Alex Iverson gets his first plate appearance of this ballgame. Here's a pitch. It's outside and high, ball 1. Camden Amon on the mound for Valley City. Runner goes. Pitch is up high, ball 2. Asher Swenson does swipe second base for his second steal of the ballgame. Number 11, Alex Iverson at the plate. And here's a 2-0 set. And the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Bristol Swanson awaits on deck. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Off speed, swinging a pop fly, foul, out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, like, you can never get the mound uncovered, and, like, home plate, it'd be nice to have it uncovered.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Because it's static that keeps them on there. It's not that it's not cleared off. It's just that static keeps them on there.
Now here's a 2-2 set and the pitch. This one's a ball in the dirt. That'll move the runner over. I think Swenson will get a stolen base on that. He was taking off on the pitch anyway. Stolen base for Asher Swenson. Pitch missed. It's a full count to Alex Iverson. 2 down, runner at third. Bottom of the third.
You can never see the plate or the pitcher. You notice that?
And now here's the pitch. Off speed is low and outside, and Alex Iverson draws a walk. Puts runners at first and third. Bristol Swanson steps up. He's 2 for 2. He had an RBI single in the first and scored a run, and had a single in the second and scored a run.
And I apologize. Somewhere along there, I missed that last run by Valley City, so my bad. Now we're all up to date. My apologies.
And here's the set and the pitch. Off speed is down low and in the dirt. Alex Iverson takes off for second base and steals second. Anders Huseman awaits on deck.
Like the clothes dryer ones? Wipe them across? No, spray.
Here's a 1-0 set and the pitch from the right-hander. And the 1-0 pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 9-5 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Bottom of the third inning. Number 3, Camden Amon on the mound for Valley City. Here's a 2-0 set and the pitch off speed is behind the hitter. It's a wild pitch that scores a run. Asher Swenson comes across to score his second run of the ball game. Alex Iverson over to third. 10-5 now lead for the Kindred Vikings. That was a wild pitch. Now here's a pitch. Off speed, swinging a ground ball right back to the pitcher. He knocks it down. Amon gathers himself, throws him out, and it's a 1-3 putout. Kindred Vikings come up with 1 run in the bottom of the third inning. There were no hits. There was an error, and 1 runner left aboard. At the end of 3, it's a 10-5 lead for the Kindred Vikings with the Dukes coming to bat.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Babe Ruth baseball this evening.
Kindred Vikings have 1 defensive change. Isaac Johnson will re-enter the ball game, and he'll go play second base. Alex Iverson comes out of the ball game. Bristol Swanson still on the mound for the Kindred Vikings. It's a 10-5 lead for the Vikings. Valley City Dukes coming to bat. They'll have their 8, 9, and 10 batters to bat. It'll be Bryson Berg, Camden Amon, and Camden Larson. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter. Number 21, Beck Dietrich, will bat for Bryson Berg. Bryson Berg had walked and scored a run. That was in the third inning. So Beck Dietrich played first base in the first ball game. He'll get his first plate appearance of this ball game.
Now batting for the Dukes, number 21, Beck Dietrich.
So Beck Dietrich steps to the plate. Bristol Swanson still out on the mound for the Kindred Vikings. 10-5 lead for the Vikings. Here's a pitch by Swanson. Fastball in there for a strike. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Swanson has thrown one inning, has allowed one run. It was not earned. He's walked one and struck out two. Here's the pitch from Swanson. Breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Beck Dietrich. Pinch hitting. Right-handed hitter wears number 21. Now here's a 1-2 set. And the pitch from Bristol Swanson. Fastball popped in the air. Playable. Eli Mack in foul territory. Makes the catch over here. I lost sight of him.
Yeah,
but
I can't quite get him.
I lost sight of him, but I saw the umpire signal that he caught it just as he was about to catch it. I lost sight of Eli, but he caught it in foul territory for the first out.
Camera just didn't quite reach that far.
That'll bring up Camden Amon. He walked and scored a run in the third. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Now here's the set and the pitch from Swanson. Looked like a breaking ball over for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 set from number 16, Bristol Swanson. The righty kicks and fires. Fastball in the dirt. 1-2 the count. Here's a 1-2 set and the pitch. Fastball. Missed down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bristol's thrown 26 pitches in relief. Here's a 2-2 set and the pitch. Off-speed breaking ball gets him to swing and miss. Strike 3.
No, 2, right?
And 2 down. I'm sorry, what's that?
Oh, nothing. Second out.
Yep. 2 down. And that brings up Camden Larson. Camden walked and drove in a run in the third inning and then later came around to score. Swings and misses at the first one. Camden was a starting pitcher in the first ball game. Playing left field in this game. Swings and misses. 0-1 the count. Here's a set by Bristol Swanson and the pitch. Fastball down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's a 1-1 set and the pitch. Off speed, misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. Still no hits for the Dukes tonight. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now here's a 2-2 set. And the pitch. Fastball in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the order, and Gray Kozowski on deck for the Dukes. Third pitcher to pitch for the Vikings in this ball game, Bristol Swanson. He hit him. Puts a runner on board. And again, back to the top of the order, Gray Kozowski will step to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He popped out to the catcher and popped out to the pitcher. Couple of pop outs. Runner aboard with 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. 10-5 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Playing the Valley City Dukes, the 14U ball club. Outfield playing very shallow. And here's a pitch, swing and a pop-up behind second base. Isaac Johnson backs up, calmly makes the catch, and that's the side for Valley City. Pop up to the second baseman for the 3rd out. At the end of 3.5, Kindred Vikings lead it by a score of 10-5 on yourliveevent.com.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Kindred Vikings coming to bat. They'll have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. Anders Huseman, Briar Gibbon, and Jacob Lindemann against the right-handed pitcher, Camden Amon. He came on in relief. Here's a final line for their starting pitcher, Bryson Berg. He goes an inning and 2/3, allows 6 hits, 9 runs, 5 earned, walked 4, struck out 3 batters. So far, Camden Amon has an inning and a 1/3, no hits allowed, 1 run, it was not earned. He's walked 1, hasn't struck anybody out. And again, he'll face Anders Huseman. Anders walked, stole a base, and scored a run. That was in the 1st inning. In the 2nd inning, he struck out swinging. So he's 0 for 1. And their catcher taking a little bit to get ready here. He was the last out of the last inning, so he had to run back into the dugout and don the catcher's gear.
And this is their final game for the Babe Ruth, and then next week they start in on districts. That happens over in Castleton, the 16th through the 20th. And then Babe Ruth State tournament happens in Lemoore, July 25th through the 29th.
Anders Huseman. Still kind of waiting around. The catcher's still working on his shin guards there.
Center fielder, number 1, Anders Hughes.
It's pretty important equipment. You got to protect your catcher.
You do. All the gear.
Anders Huseman.
And they're not always that easy. I know sometimes the catcher's always got that pit crew helping him out, coming in and out of batting and on the on-deck circle.
Here's a pitch to Anders. Ground ball out to the shortstop. Maudlin has it. Fires across the diamond. It's not going to be in time. It's going to be an infield single for Anders. And that'll bring up Briar Gibbon. Briar ripped an RBI double to right field in the 1st. Came around to score. Walked in the 2nd inning. Runner at 1st. Nobody out. This is a 5-inning game. Here's the pitch. It's a ball down. Ball 1. Jacob Lindemann awaits on deck. And here's a 1-0 set by the pitcher. Runner goes, pitches a ball outside, and Anders Huseman has his second stolen base of the ball game. 2-0 the count. And here's a 2-0 set, and the pitch. It's a fastball popped in the air down the right field line. This is trouble, and Briar Gibbon has his second hit. He's rounding first on his way to second base, and he's going to get in there with his second double of the ball game, his second RBI double of the ball game, as Huseman comes across to score. How about Briar Gibbon? A couple RBI doubles dumped down the right field line. He's driven in 2 runs with 2 extra base hits. Huseman scores to make it 11-5. Jacob Lindemann to bat. He had an RBI single in the first, was hit by a pitch in the second. Now he's hit by a pitch in the fourth. That one hit him in the helmet. Looks like he's just fine. That'll bring up Eli Mack. He struck out looking and was hit by a pitch. So 0 for 1 officially. Runners on at first and second. There aren't anybody out. Eli Mack with the Star Wars music coming up. Carter Grunwald is on deck. Now here's the set and the pitch. It's a ball away, and the runners will move up on the wild pitch. Gibbon to third, Lindemann to second. So since this is a 5-inning game, after 3, the 10-run rule is in effect. Now, of course, we're in the bottom of the 4th. So if the Kindred Vikings do score 4 more runs here, the game would be over on account of the 10-run rule. Here's a 1-0 pitch. It's way outside. Ball 2. Carter Grunwald is out on deck. Here's a 2-0 set by the right-hander, Cam Denaman. And the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Two and 1 the count. Cam Denaman toes the rubber, looks in, gets his sign, shakes him off once. And now the pitch. Off speed is way up high. 3 balls and a strike. Amon throwing out of the stretch. Gets his sign. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's down low. He walked him. That fills up the bases. Mack draws a walk. Carter Grunwald steps to the plate. He walked and scored a run in the second inning, yes. And then grounded out that same inning. He came to bat twice that inning.
Who's over on third? Is that Briar?
That is Briar Gibbon
yeah,
over there.
he's enjoying Carter's walk-up music. Does a little dance while he waits.
Here's a pitch to Carter. It's outside. I missed that. I was in the process of throwing my pencil around the room. Dropped it a couple of times. Here's a 1-0 set by the righty. Outside.
Oh, here
ball
comes
2.
Briar.
Briar Gibbon's going to come across and try to score, and he does so. He's safe on the wild pitch. Lindemann to third. Eli Mack to second. 12-5 ball game now. Still nobody out. Teague Erdman awaits on deck. And now here's a 2-0 pitch. It's up high, ball one. Camden Nauman throwing to Carter Grunwald. And here's a pitch in there for a strike. Carter Grunwald, the Enbridge player of the game in the first game. 12 batters struck out over 5 innings. No hitter. Gets the victory. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Missed up. He walked him. And the bases are loaded once again. And there's still nobody out. So Carter represents the winning run on first base. And that brings up Teague Erdman. And now we're going to have a pitching change here. We'll tell you all about it. We'll tell you what the defensive changes are for the Valley City Dukes when we come back in about 60 seconds.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial sales and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Defensive changes for Valley City. The center fielder, Bowen Bulow, will come on to pitch. Bryson Berg comes back into the ballgame. He'll go out to center field. And Camden Nauman will leave the field of play, but he'll stay in the game as the extra hitter. Teague Erdman, the batter, swings and grounds one over towards third base. Lincolnberg has it, fires across a diamond, and it's low but scooped out of the dirt nicely by Trevor Mathias. Jake Lindeman does score. Eli Mack to third, Carter Grunwald to second. It's a 5-3 putout for Teague Erdman, first out of the inning. He does get a run batted in, his second run batted in of the ball game. And that brings up Asher Swenson. And here's a pitch. Fastball away, ball one. 13-5 lead now for the Kindred Vikings, bottom of the fourth inning. Asher struck out in the first, singled and scored a run in the second, reached on an error, and scored a run in the third. Here's a pitch, swing and a ground ball right over the press box. That was coming right at me, but about 15 feet higher than me. 10 feet maybe. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a 1-1 set by the right-hander. He kicks and fires. It's way up high. Ball 2. Beckett Westby awaits on deck. 13-5 lead for the Vikings. 5 runs, no hits, 3 errors for the Dukes. Kindred Vikings, 13 runs, 8 hits, and 3 errors as well. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Swing and a line drive, fly ball, whatever, foul down the third base line. Nowhere near the garbage can. Hit off some evergreens down there.
Yeah, that young lady's going to take it to the concession stand and get some pretty nice goodies for returning that foul ball.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Fastball away, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Asher Swenson. Here's a pitch from Bulow, swinging a ground ball over towards third base. That's down the line and fair. And the run will, Carter Grunwald missed third. Now he's coming home, and he's going to come across a score, and that's a ball game. It's a 2-run single down the left field line. So Carter rounded third and missed it. Came back, touched third, regrouped, came back and scored, and that ends the ball game. It's a 15-5 victory for the Kindred Vikings over the Valley City Dukes. We'll tell you all about it on the Todd Wold CPA postgame show after this.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neillsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
And we're back. The Kindred Vikings win this second game of the doubleheader by a score of 15-5. Asher Swenson walks it off with a 2-run single down the left field line, and he goes 2 for 4 in the ball game. Scores a couple of runs, drives in those 2 runs. Isaac Johnson was 0 for 2 at the plate, but scored a couple of runs and drove in a run. Bristol Swanson 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a run batted in. Anders Huseman added a base hit and a couple of runs scored. Briar Gibbon 2 for 2 at the plate, 2 runs scored, 2 RBI doubles. Added in a walk. Jacob Lindemann was 1 for 1 with a run scored and a run batted in. And T. Erdman was 1 for 3 with a run scored and a run batted in. On the mound, Isaac Johnson went 2 innings perfect to start it. Alex Iverson came in relief, gave up a few runs and a few walks, and then Bristol Swanson closed it out with 2 innings. No hits allowed, 1 run allowed, it was not earned, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. That's a 15-5 win for the Kindred Vikings. Bryson Berg will take the loss for Valley City. He goes an inning and 2/3, allows 6 hits, 9 runs, 5 earned runs, walked 4 and struck out 3. And we'll be back with our Enbridge Player of the Game when we return on YourLiveEvent.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
And we're back, and we have our HTC connection of the match. It goes to Asher Swenson. Asher, you walk it off. You get the 10-run rule victory by a score of 15-5. You get a base hit down the left field line, scores a couple of runs, and that ends a ball game. How's it feeling at the plate tonight?
Good. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you suffered an injury during track. You come back and you play some baseball. This is the second time you've been to HTC connection of the match, but the first time we're allowing that interview. We kind of scampered off in the first game, but we're interviewing you now. So how does it feel to be back after that injury?
It feels pretty good, especially since I missed all of spring ball and didn't get a chance to play at all.
And yeah, you missed all the spring ball, and you ran the game changer a lot. Did you learn more and more about baseball than you ever thought you would learn by running game changer?
Yeah, I learned quite a bit, I guess.
Yeah, so a lot of fun. You put up a lot of runs tonight, and the guys seem to be seeing the ball pretty good tonight.
Yeah.
So you're the HTC player of the game, and congratulations. Any shout-outs that you want to do for tonight?
I don't know, the whole team, I guess.
The whole team?
Coaches.
You're going to leave your mom out of this?
And my mom.
Okay. I thought you might want to say that because you might have forgotten. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with our Enbridge player of the game. He's standing right next to you, and we'll have the Enbridge player of the game when we come back.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
And we're back with our Enbridge player of the game. It's none other than Briar Gibbon, the catcher in tonight's ball game in the second game of this doubleheader. Briar, you go 2 for 2. You drive in 2 runs. You score 2 runs, and both hits were doubles down the right field line. Were you seeing the ball well tonight?
Yeah, it felt better hitting.
Better hitting. You dropped a couple hits in there. You added a walk, and you caught a pretty good ball game. I don't know if you know this, but you caught a no-hitter. They didn't score. They didn't get any hits all game, nor did they get any hits in the first game. So you're the catcher in the second game. How did it feel back behind the plate?
Pretty good. It was easier than usual.
Easier than usual. The pitchers were throwing strikes and working ahead on the counts. And you're our Enbridge player of the game. Again, you go 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. You ever have 2 extra base hits in a ball game before?
Probably.
Probably. And I'm supposed to ask you, where did you get all your baseball playing skills from?
Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm not.
You're not going to throw them under the bus this
I'm
time
not
again?
No, I won't do that to you, Dad.
I was putting you on the spot, having a little fun with you.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, you go 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, 2 runs batted in. You're the Enbridge player of the game. Who's your shout-outs tonight?
My dad.
Perfect answer.
I won't do anything mean to you this interview. I promise. Like.
But great job tonight, and congratulations on being the Enridge Player of the Game. And your Babe Ruth team is winning a lot of baseball games. How does it feel to be up on this midcast team?
It's pretty good. It's fun winning.
Are you learning a lot about baseball from the older guys?
A lot, yeah.
That's good. That's good. All right. Well, Briar Gibbon, our Enbridge Player of the Game, and that'll end our broadcast here on the Todd Wold CPA postgame show. And the Kindred Vikings come away with a couple of victories tonight. Have a good night, everybody.